Here we go.
Welcome to the Eat, Sleep, Chelsea Repeat podcast. Today is episode 165. Headline this week: 3 points makes things a little bit more Rosy-enior. I'm Chris, and today I'm joined by my brother Craig and a good friend Brady. How are we feeling?
The puns are really taking a downturn.
That sounded better when I wrote it down.
You can take the blame for that.
Yeah.
Lots of positive vibes. 3 points in the bag.
Hey, we're back.
Just feels good to have 3 points. It was the ultimate performance, like result over performance. So 3 points, clean sheet, move on.
Lovely.
Move on. Well, we will talk about it.
Can we move on?
Well, look, first of all, don't forget to like and subscribe to the pod. Leave us some love wherever you're listening or watching, on YouTube or your favourite podcast platform. That's always be great and helps the pod. So obviously Chelsea won 2-0 at home to Brentford. Goals from Joao Pedro and Cold Palmer from the penalty spot. 46% possession for Chelsea, 1.59 expected goals for Chelsea, 1.52 for Brentford, so very close. Only 6 shots for Chelsea, which is crazy. 2 shots on target, 2 big chances. And I think let's get into likes and dislikes. Craig, I'll come to you first. What did you like or not like about this one?
Well, let's start with the negatives because we've got 3 points. So let's get the negatives out of the way. The dislikes, obviously, the second half in possession stuff. No idea what's going on. If we actually look at the second half on FOTMob here, I mean, this is our one shot from open play here, which is Pedro Neto, 0.05 XG. Cuts in on his right foot and pings it from the edge of the D. That was our shot in the second half, outside of Cole Palmer's penalty. I mean, it's so bad that I had to have a little look as to when we had less XG than that in a half from open play. And it's Man City at home under Tuchel when we started Lukaku and Werner up front in the first half as some sort of experiment, and we didn't have a shot, so we had 0 XG in that first half. That was 2021, November 2021, I think. So it's our lowest XG from open play in a half for 4 years. I mean, and it felt like that watching it. I mean, we're watching the second half, and it was a tough watch. It really was. So yeah, I mean, don't want to go on too much about it, but yeah, obviously very, very bad.
Awful, yeah. Brady, what have you got? Dislike?
People start dislikes now. Start with the negatives when I win.
Craig
switched it up. My dislike in this game was short corners. So many short corners in this game.
I love the short corners.
No, they were terrible in this game. I think there was 2 that went back to Sanchez.
Yeah.
I mean, and in a game that you just see that we had basically no open play XG. Swing a few corners in. They look pretty vulnerable. I mean, obviously Reece James put one into a side netting in the first half, but yeah, those near post corners have been quite effective. So I don't know why that stopped. That was disappointing and it was annoying because they look vulnerable and they were quite, and they're good in attacking in terms of their long throws and their corners, but I thought we could have hurt them going the other way. So yeah, very disappointing in this game. It was infuriating stuff.
Yeah, we only had 1 corner in the second half, and we had 2 in the first half. So wasn't much to get at there. Dislike from me, I would say, is just the general approach to the game. I think Rosy-enior came out afterwards and was sort of lauding a lot of stuff about the performance, which I don't think was there. I think got a couple of fairly lucky goals from some mistakes, basically, which he claimed was good pressing. I thought the intensity of the whole game was just dire, especially in the midfield. We just looked, I don't know, everyone just looked like they were always late to where they needed to be. The organisation was poor, but just the general intensity of the game just wasn't really there. It didn't feel like it was a Premier League match. was. Yeah,
they look like a decent Premier League team, to be honest.
Yeah, they look. They're organised, well coached. Keith Andrews obviously taken over as well. So in terms of where they were before as well, they were good. Brentford in terms of being disciplined, but we just look like a bit of a, I don't know, like herding cats sometimes. Lots of balls, just consistent dual losses. It was there was a point in the game where I just felt like it was men against boys, and we were just scurrying after the ball. A bit like when you're watching like in the playground where the ball's like there and the kids are all just kind of running after the ball. It kind of felt like that at times. So yeah, I didn't rate this performance at all. I mean, one shot in the second half of an open play is pretty disgraceful for anyone's standards. I'd be disappointed if Wolves were doing that during their poor period. I don't even think they were that bad. So this was probably the worst performance of the entire season, I'd say, from my perspective. But we won, so that's great.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
You got to like Craig.
I didn't have anything really to say about the positive. I've got a couple of nice things to say about the players, but I thought I'd leave that for temps. I didn't really have any positives about anything about the game.
I think the positive for me is Chelsea are very good at playing well and losing. Happens all the time. And if we're going to play poorly and win, that's part of football. I mean, I've watched the champions-elect, and they probably are going to win the league, Arsenal. And 200 minutes football season in life, I haven't been impressed at all, to be honest. I wasn't impressed with Nottingham Forest. They're just more solid than us. You're allowed to play badly and win sometimes. It's not a performance business, it's a results business. And, if you perform well most of the time, you're going to get a lot of points. But there's been plenty of games, like, Craig, you talked about Liverpool away last season, 2-1, we get the kind of moral victory. Didn't get any points. Sometimes you've got to dig it out, don't play well. And I think that's what Rosy-enior was talking about. You can't play A-star football all the time. I mean, apparently there was a bit of flu going around that maybe tied in a bit, maybe some lower energy in the team. We didn't have Gittins or Esteban in this game, which really hurt us in the second half because we could really do with some subs in that game. I mean, Neto is on his last legs. He can only play half an hour and he's puffed. So there were some extenuating circumstances, I felt, but it's the first time we've given away 15 points from the lead this year in the Premier League, and we actually held on to a lead. Now, did we deserve it? Probably not, but we did. It's a clean sheet. You move on.
Yeah.
It's a new manager. You're not always going to get the performances straight away.
Yeah, I think my in this game was certainly some good defensive blocking, last minute slide tackle blocks, which I guess is a positive. I mean, the fact that they were able to kind of get into the 18-yard box without trying too hard was very concerning in the main. Obviously, the fixtures coming up aren't the most difficult, you would say, but yeah, there's certainly some cause for concern. But you have to credit the players for digging in and, like you say, getting the result. That would have been my putting their bodies on the line, sliding in, obviously saves, but defensive blocks. And they were trying, even though they did look like they were fairly disorganised. But
they had 33 touches in our box compared to 11 for us. I mean, I've never seen, honestly, I haven't even digged so deep into the stats for this game, but I haven't seen anything like that really for home games.
I mean, not so much yesterday, but we always underperform with XG. It's just if we're going to overperform a few games where we get a 0.8 and we score 3 goals, that's good with me. I mean, it all levels out.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, the
more about the performance, obviously. Yeah.
The underlying theme here is obviously I don't think the Arsenal game was particularly good, but you can kind of get over that because the team was weakened and the midfield was poor. But this performance is like Rosy-enior.
We had our best team out basically, in the game.
Yeah, close to.
Like Tosin, I mean that's about it really. Tosin for Fofana, and that's basically our best team.
If this is the best we've got, and that's the best they can do.
I mean, that's the thing is that's obviously it's not going to be the case. He literally just
got
in the door.
About 14th.
I think it's right to talk about how concerning stuff is, and even under new managers, I think we've had there's moments where they come in where it just... Anyway, look, Brentford obviously had played really well as well, and the game definitely credit them. But yeah, obviously we can't continue to play like this. And one of the things that was mentioned when Rosy-enior came in was that at Strasbourg, he had a lot less shots in games than Maresca and other top coaches as well, but it was high quality chances. So maybe we are going to see less shots. I mean, obviously we can't have 6 shots at home against Brentford. That's obviously not good enough. But yeah, I mean, if they're going to be high quality shots, then maybe that will be good. But yeah, I can't see it personally.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like, it feels like it's the potential to get really bad is there. So we need to see some real improvement, I think, in the next 4. We've got 4 games till the Arsenal game, so there's a chance to really, improve. Obviously, we've got 2 Champions League games. You can't be losing those.
The Pathos game is actually a really nice time for us to sort of really try and build on something, put in a good performance and go into the weekend with a bit of confidence.
Yeah, and Palace are a mess, so that's ideal. So yeah, look, we'll see. Let's get on to the temperatures. Let's talk about players. Right, in the freezer we've got a few boys. Brady, you've gone with the goal scorer and essentially the match winner, Cole Palmer, from the penalty spot. What made you decide that he was one of the worst players on the pitch?
Well, I think in open play he was awful. I mean, I love Cole Palmer, but he was poor in this game. I think he pressed well in the last 20 minutes. I think his goal actually energised him. He scored a goal and he seemed to get a second life. He was often off the ball, just stopping, just not running, conserving energy. I don't think they intended to give him 100 minutes, but they did. I wonder if that was actually a bias, because I was surprised. I'll be honest, I'm not usually like that. I was surprised he got 90 minutes in this game. He looked toast. I mean, he scored the penalty in the end, so it obviously helped. But yeah, it's sad to see him when he's kind of off form. And there's reports coming out from the Athletic and other sources that he's okay, that he's just match fitness. It looks like to me he might need surgery or something's going on. He looks. There's something going on. Obviously, he didn't do the usual celebration, but yeah, it was tough. It was a tough watch for him at the time. And when he was a talisman, it was a tough one, and he was very, very poor in the game.
Do you think the toxicity of the fan base with the manager swap and all that stuff's affecting him, where he just sort of, I don't know, his reaction after scoring was kind of like...
I don't
People
think
said that
I don't think there's much toxicity.
People say there's more chance of him leaving. That's the opposite. There's more chance of him leaving when he has an amazing season, because people will be after him. No one will be after Cole Palmer in the summer because he's not, or unless he really, really has an amazing few months. Because one, he hasn't had the form this year, and now he's got this injury cloud over him.
Do you think he's playing the World Cup then? Because obviously World Cup's coming up.
I think so.
I
think that'd be part of it. I think he loves playing for Chelsea. I think Chelsea kind of made him as a player. I don't think there's a problem there. I just think he's annoyed that he hasn't really had a good season. He's got very high standards for himself, I think, and he's just pissed off. He's having an off season, basically, which he is. He's having a poor season. He's got 4 goals and it's mid-January. He would never have thought that.
Yeah.
So it's just that simple.
Craig, talk to me about Enzo Fernandez.
Yeah, I mean, this double pivot with Enzo, the out of possession is you get the rough with the smooth Enzo. In possession, he's really good. Even in this game, he's really highly rated on FOTMob, basically because all his in possession stuff is amazing. Like he is, great pass for the ball, distribute the ball really well for us in this game. 6 of 8 ground duels won. He's very competitive. The biggest issue is transition. And out of possession, if you play the double pivot and you just sit him there and you don't do what Maresca did, where you push him up to the 10 and have someone invert into the middle to cover for him, the centre of the pitch is just completely wide open. He cannot play a double pivot against anyone in the top half of the Prem, at least, and probably not even, you might get away with it against like Burnley and Wolves and stuff, but basically... This is why I think they're so interested in getting a midfielder in, because it's just not going to work with the way Rosy-enior wants to play, with two players sitting in the middle, with Enzo being one of them. There's too many issues out of possession. And then you've got Palmer, who is playing 10, but he doesn't really, he's not sprinting to get back. And when Pedro plays there, he's not either. Enzo actually suits the system really well as a 10, the way Rosy-enior wants to play. But you've got to have someone else in there. Santos is obviously, been up and down, but he can play there for sure. But I think Lavia or someone else like, Wharton can come in and play this role, because right now I'm just like not interested in watching Enzo Fernandez sort of try and recover in transition against, we're not even, this is Damsgaard and like Janelt in midfield that he's getting massively exposed. I mean, it's poor to watch, to be honest.
Yeah, a lot of trouble with Enzo, and obviously lots of reports now coming out about maybe links with PSG, Real Madrid. So who knows what will happen with him?
I mean, he doesn't really fit. He doesn't really fit in this formation.
The thing is, like you say that, but it's like if you put him in the 10, then it just creates so many problems in attack, because where's Palmer going to play, and then Palmer plays right wing, and then you've got Coenda coming in, and you've already got two right wingers, and Esteban. It just doesn't. Like I said last week, there's a couple of players that got to go, I think, in attack, because it's just not going to be the space. If they push Enzo up to the 10, you could sell two key players or two regular minutes players in the attack, and we basically would be the same, really. Because if you're going to push Palmer out to the right and Enzo 10, it just takes up a lot of spots in attack, right?
Yeah. It's a very tricky spot, the squad building they've done.
It's kind of like Palmer or Enzo, really, when you think about it.
Can we have a vote on that?
Yeah, I mean, that is the way it's shaping up. Like that.
I think Enzo will probably go, in my opinion.
Does look that way.
Yeah. Right, I'll quickly talk about Garnacho. I mean, he was the worst rated player. I think he was just the worst player on the pitch, quite easily. I mean, the miss from, I don't know where he missed from, 7 yards? We sort of spoke last week about that was something that he's supposed to be good at. Unforgivable at 1-0 in the game. It was on the 44th minute, so it's just coming into half time. You can't miss that chance. It was really good work from Neto down the right. Squares it, open goal, basically. And just not doing anything at all, basically. No dribbles, no crosses. Just losing the ball.
He had a tough day against their right back, who's really highly rated, Coyote, like a young up and coming right back. I was really impressed with him. I thought he had a great game.
Yeah, obviously he makes the mistake, doesn't he, for the goal? I think.
He blocks something, right, and it bounces back.
Yeah, I think Garnacho. I mean, I don't know what to do with him. Sort of just.
Well, we're off the back of him just scoring a brace against Arsenal, but yeah, he had a poor game. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, but it's back to the, out of the cup and into the league, and his league form is dreadful. I mean, 1 goal the entire season is nowhere near good enough. I mean, that's worse than almost every winger we've bought in the Peluco era. So, yeah, something's got to change. I mean, Jamie Gittins hasn't scored either, I don't think, is he, in the league?
I know he hasn't scored many. I don't think goals and assists are going to be a problem for Garnacho. I think he's off the ball in his general play. I know he hasn't scored in the Premier League, but he will start scoring in Premier League.
He scored 1 in the Premier League against Sunderland at home.
Yeah, but I would say he'll probably finish the season with 5 or 6 goals in the Premier League, I'd say. Because he will tick over and score.
How many shots of it? How many of the 6 shots will he score?
True. But it's weird. Even under Maresca, he was off on our outlet. And we missed him a bit as an outlet in this game. Look, his production was terrible. But when he went off, our attack basically just died.
Yeah.
And that is something to think about. A lot of our...
I think that's a fair point as well, yeah.
Out of our out ball was Enzo, and then you just pop it to Garnacho, and he runs and gets up the pitch. That
was sort of carrying our progression, really, in the game. And then after he went off, we
if this is why Gittins or Esteval would have been a huge sub for us, because we could have got us up the pitch, basically.
But he didn't. Who did he bring on for?
He brought Santos.
He brought on Andre Santos. Yeah,
put Neto left wing.
Yeah. And by the way, I mean, Freezer, Neto left wing is just Freezer every day of the week, and 2 Sundays. That Neto left wing is dead. Like, he's
I mean,
rubbish.
Palmer was. The whole thing was a mess up front with Palmer and Garnacho and Neto. Palmer just stayed on, which is
honestly, I
madness.
think you're going to see a much better performance on Wednesday because we'll have a fresher squad after this illness thing, and we'll have some fit wingers like Esteval and Gittins being out for this game was awful for us. We needed a boost in the second half. If you bring Esteval and Gittins on, they instantly get out the pitch and just give them something else to think about. So, yeah, that's what I think.
All right, let's move on to warming up. Brady, you had Tosin and me and Craig had Joao Pedro. Why don't you talk about Tosin?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was good in this game. A lot of aerial duels won. I think he was very solid. I actually think I know he scored an own goal, but him and Chalobah did pretty well for that Sharda thing. They got back pretty well. I mean, he did. He was very competitive in the game, very good aerially, was commanding players around. I thought he was fine. I think he was probably our best.
He's fine, I think. Yeah.
He played, and I'm like, look, I'm probably never going to put him in a positive temperatures again because he's probably going to leave in the summer, and he's often not putting in the best.
And hopefully, when Jacquet signs, he won't be playing, so we won't have to talk about him.
Are we confident he's going to sign? I know.
Jacket's going to cost a packet. But yeah, like I thought it was good tossing. I think he is what he is, and sometimes he can put in a 7 or 8 out of 10 performance. I thought this was it. So I thought he was fine.
He went off injured, so we weren't know when we might see him again. He looked like
exactly. And I thought for a bit. It wasn't really a warming up match. I think it was a clear boiling hot, and I don't think it was maybe Joao Pedro, which I guess he was going to mention. But
we'll talk about Joao Pedro. Obviously, we had him for warming up. The goal is outstanding.
That's what we'll talk about. The goal.
I mean, the turn and finish, very natural and very impressive. Obviously, he looked offside at the time, and I think everyone thought he was offside. But when he was onside, I mean, yeah.
Another celebration robbed by VAR.
Yeah, it's rubbish in the ground, isn't it?
It's honestly, it's so bad. For people that don't go to the games, for people that listen to this and don't go to the games, the VAR offside celebrations for goals, like the moment that you miss, like you used to be able to just glance across at the linesman, be able to celebrate that Joao Pedro banger into the top corner. It's down our end, and yeah. I mean, 5 minutes later, it gets awarded as a goal, and it's sort of like, yeah, like it's so bad, and it really does remove the joy from the celebrations.
Yeah, I think it's killed a lot of the Premier League football. I mean, people are basically unable to celebrate a lot of tight goals on the properly, and it's frustrating. But this was a great goal, and yeah, like I say, we robbed of the celebration. I thought in the game he was. Everyone just seems to be slipping over the whole game. What was going on? He always falls over, Pedro. Like, I swear, just every action he takes at the end, he'll just fall over.
He sort of just wobbles around in general. He wobbles around the pitch. Like, even when he's turning on the board, he's like wobbling about, looking to fall over.
It reminds me, like, we used to play like one of the old FIFAs where the characters weren't quite in tandem and they were just kind of wobble about. I don't know. He's not really a 9, but I tell you what, he can finish. He's got a shot on him, that guy.
Just sniper vibes, just shoot on sight.
He doesn't shoot a lot, does he?
Sure, in his Club World Cup, he's got a banger on him. He should just shoot way more from outside the box. Look, he's got 7 non-pen league goals this year. I mean, if he gets 12, and let's say as a striker, if he took penalties off Palmer and he was getting like 17, 18, you think, well, that's 9 sorted. Do you know what I mean? So it's like. He's doing all right. He's getting assists as well. He's a bit patchy. Like, he'll often score 2 and then not for a while. He's a bit streaky like that. But he's having a pretty good season. First season at the club. You've got to remember, he didn't really have a pre-season, this kid. I do think we have to contextualise that, just generally, this is the Club World Cup season where it was always going to affect us, even now. There's always going to be a lag. And I know a lot of players are going to the World Cup, but I think next season will be better because we'll have a rest and pre-season. I do believe that. So a lot of these players will improve. I think he's doing well. Top scorer for the club.
I think they'll sign some players and they might be better. That's my hope.
That's part of the.
I'll be honest. I don't know how you can say that.
Randomly improve.
When you look at their recruitment in January, and a lot would argue that they're buying players that they already have. Really, I don't agree with that. I don't think they're going to go and get the 9 that we want them to get.
No, I think they're not going to do anything like that. They're just going to keep doing.
Get players that are a lot better than João Pedro. To be frank, up front, I mean, they're not going to go for a big 9. So
I'd rather pay 100k and bonuses to someone who costs a lot of money.
Give me the name of a 9 who's going to come in. Who's like 100 million. It's not happening. They're going to get.
I don't have a name for you right now, but I do think that
because there isn't one.
Yeah, but I do think they would be interested.
Like Alvarez, I would like Alvarez from Atletico Madrid, but I am dreaming if you think Chelsea are going to get him.
They can't afford to pay Alvarez's wages, surely.
Yeah, exactly. So
he was at City as well, right? So he's going to be 250, 300.
Yeah, it's a non-starter.
Yeah. Right, boiling hot. The man of the hour, Robert Sanchez.
Yeah,
threw the game away on Wednesday.
3 or 4 words, whatever it is. Where are the apologies, boys? It took
apologies
3 days
from me after costing us.
It took 3 days for redemption. 3 days for Big Rob to show his worth again. I want some apologies on it. You were all over him last pod.
Not me. I wasn't.
Sorry,
you were, Craig. You were, Craig. You were.
I was all over him because he was dreadful.
Don't hide in the corner, Craig. You were saying replace him. So don't start all that.
I was not.
Yes, you were.
I still think he will be replaced.
Check the YouTube file. Check the video.
No.
Here we go.
FBI,
the FBI files.
Interpol locked. Yeah, it's there.
Here, look. What I'd say about Sanchez, we all know he's got a gaff in him, and we don't. The game doesn't start with Caicedo thinking he's going to pass the ball into his own net. But with Sanchez, there's always a risk that he actually might just boot the ball in his own net. But he does have these games in, and I've been backing Sanchez for a long time. But I still don't think he'll be the number 1 goalie next season.
Why? Who are we gonna get?
I think they'll just try and get someone else in. That's what I think they'll do.
0 chance.
But yeah, look, he was fantastic. He was fantastic.
He's got 10 clean sheets.
Yeah, I think clean sheets is a team stat, but yeah.
Oh, it's like XP. Like the amount.
If you who do you think the best goalkeeper? Who do you think the best goalkeeper in the world is?
It's not the golden. It's the Golden Glove, not the Golden Team. Yeah.
Yeah, but who do you think the best goalkeeper in the world is?
I don't know.
It's probably like Alisson.
Raya, Alisson, whatever. If you put him in goal for Wolves, do you think he'd break the clean sheet record? Would he be top of the clean sheets?
Would Raya wouldn't.
The clean sheets is a team stat, isn't it? Like his saves in this game were unbelievable, but clean sheets are a team statistic.
I think we've got to remember I think you have to give credit to not just the save where he was 1-on-1, but there was a save, I think.
From the possible own goal as well, yeah?
Yeah, the own goal one was
that was a great save.
That was unbelievable, actually.
The reactions.
Because it's really easy to let that in because a lot of goalkeepers are not anticipating that.
This guy, he lives in a nuclear wasteland. There's no flowers anywhere. He gets no flowers.
we were just literally talking about. You've just interrupted us talking about how good he is.
He'll get flowers
to say he's not getting
and then
flowers.
He'll have one bad game and it's poison ivy.
I could go back in time, Brady, to last season. I was backing him and you were saying
it's outrageous the daggers he gets after one.
He's got us knocked out the League Cup. That's why.
Some of the criminals in this squad, like Pedro Neto,
a trophy.
Pedro Neto dropping stinkers for 2 months. He'll get better. One bad game, Sanchez.
We're trying to ship Neto off to Saudi, mate. We've been trying for ages.
One bad game. Yeah?
Well, 2, innit?
Where's 2? Where's the other one?
Man United away where he red carded and cost us the entire game. Also, Palm went off injured that day as well, so the whole thing was a mess. I blame him entirely.
He was actually bad against Fulham as well.
Was he?
Might have been. Look, this was a great game for him. He was the best player on the pitch. I think his distribution was good in this game as well. He didn't slide out of his area, which was nice of him. When he had the ball.
3 high claims as well.
The two-handed push-out was...
3 high claims. Jorgensen, none of them Jorgensen would have caught. Everyone he caught, Jorgensen doesn't catch.
Yeah.
He's much better than Jorgensen.
Yeah, Jorgensen.
He's really, really good, Sanchez. Honestly, he's really good.
Yeah,
Give me
he's young
flowers,
for a
man.
goalie as well. Actually, he's like 20,
Yeah.
what is he, 28. Yeah, that's good.
Even in the Arsenal game, really stinker, he made a world-class save at the end at 3-1.
He did actually. Yeah.
You need to get on to
He
Jamie
did.
Carragher and Gary Neville. Tell them we've got a league title winning goalie.
I think I don't know. I think, as you say, it's defence. Like, I don't agree with that. I don't think you need a world-class goalkeeper to win the league. I think you need an all-round good defence.
I agree. I do agree with that. I think you can. I think
agree with
Arsenal could win the league with Sanchez in goal.
You agree with that, Craig?
Yeah, I agree. I don't agree with
I mean,
Neville that you need a world-class goalie to win the league.
I mean, the last one that was going to come in that was absolute gold was Andre Onana. And look at that. Every man was
Crystal
after
rates
him.
Onana, I think.
Unbelievable.
I think you
Never
see
give
enough-
up. Never give up.
You've got lemons at United.
As you
He's
said,
rubbish.
Craig, can't judge people in bad teams. What
Yeah,
I would
he's
say
not
about
in that
goalies
bad
is
team.
no one ever thinks the best goalie is in the worst team. So that is another thing. And Chelsea, he looks really good in it at our team. And I'm quite happy with how he's playing.
I think in this game, a good thing with Rosy-enior, he told him to go long. He went long in this game, first half, and that really helped him. Because basically we went long, and when it didn't materialise in the second half, but a lot of the balls from to Neto were long balls from Sanchez. If you rewatch the game.
He's got some great passes in him, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he was under pressure after the Arsenal game because the build-up was terrible. And so it was a good switch from Rosy-enior actually to tell him to go long, because that's what's helped him this year, going long more.
Have we got any more boiling hot? So I got something to talk about. Let's
Go on.
let's talk about the protest.
The 200
Boiling
people
hot.
protest. I mean, the
Boiling
fact that
hot.
anyone's turned up to that is absolutely insane.
Boiling
Especially when
hot
the
temper.
Manchester derby was on.
It was absolutely hilarious walking past that. to be
I'll
honest.
be honest. I do think the boards need to be put a lot of pressure on for their communication. I think I listened to Matt Law on the London's Blue podcast. You're never going to get them out, whether you want them out or not. But there does need to be more pressure from the fans for them to communicate.
I personally would like more communication from owners of all football clubs. But I want to ask you, which club? Well, to start with, we just had 20 years of Roman Abramovich. I've never heard him speak a single word.
Because he didn't need to, did he?
Well, it doesn't matter. Like that's
His actions, didn't
it's
he?
communication.
Actions speak louder than the words, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
the
like,
6 years that we just had after we last
you
won
need
a
Costa
league
and
title,
Fabregas.
after we last won a league title under him.
Well, I think when you take the club over and it's gone terribly, I think it's probably gone as bad as it could be. I think if you went back to 2021 or when they took over, it's gone. Or was it 2022? 2022, I think. So 2022, it's gone as badly as it could have on the pitch.
No.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think you're in that area. Yeah.
No way.
Well, we finished 12th, right, in that
There's
first
42
season.
points.
But I think that was accepted
69.
as part of what they did. They got
No one
rid of
accept- no
all
one
our
accepts
players. They literally sold off every one of our players.
Yeah, but no one accepts 42 points. That's nuts.
I know. Sorry,
That's
I don't think
nuts.
it's not about accepting it. That is the reality of what they
Well,
did.
they didn't accept it because they sacked the manager.
No, but
did they?
that wasn't to do just with performance on the pitch. That was to do with the overarching. Potter was obviously never going to take Chelsea to any sort of level. They and to be fair, they sacked
Give a 5-year
Pochettino.
contract for them.
They sacked Pochettino for getting into, because the contract length actually doesn't matter for managers, and this is why they've given
I'm
6-year contract to
You
receive.
have to say, there's been a narrative that like Chelsea fans are really impatient. No, wait. Imagine Liverpool fans who had this ownership, or Man United, or maybe I think Man United fans are quite patient, or like Arsenal fans.
But the narrative that this is actually
Come
so
on.
funny. The narrative that it's
Except
gone as
for
badly as
Chelsea
it
as
could
well.
have. It's just like that is just.
Well, I think Craig, if you ran
Unbelievable.
a sim, I think we all, we're both from poker, like from a numbers background. If you ran a sim of Chelsea,
But you
over
can't run a
4
sim because you're
seasons-
only simming league results. You're not simming like transfer success or trophies or
Okay, I said on the pitch.
for their plan for
On
how to
the
end up
pitch.
with for what I think they were going for, a complete squad reset and to try and sign
I didn't
really
say-
talented young players. That's what their goal was. I don't think their goal, when you ask the sporting directors, and this is where I think a lot of people's logic falls down, is like you would ask them.
Well,
Gary Neville's like, we need another centre back, we need another this and that. I don't think they
I'm not being
dusted
funny.
their hands off in the summer and been
You'd
like.
ask them, and then their
But
microphone.
can I just finish what I said?
Speak.
Just let me finish what I'm saying. They weren't going to dust their hands off and say, "Oh, that's it." Oh, no, we've built the perfect squad. We've done it already. They would say, "This is a work in progress. This is part of the plan. Was to get to this point." They're not people saying that there's weaknesses here and weaknesses here. Yeah, that's absolutely 100% true, because you can't spend £1 billion in net spend in a summer. No team can. So you're never going to completely reset the squad and end up with a perfect squad after 1 or 2 summers. That was never going to happen.
I think it always comes down to choice, doesn't it? And they chose to do what they've done.
Exactly.
They finished 12th. They finished 6th.
Yeah.
They finished 4th, and now they looks like. I mean,
they finished 4th, and they've won the two of the 4 cup competitions. That
they've won. They've won some. Well, the Conference League. You know, that's the Mickey Mouse trophy.
How many cup competitions we've been in? We haven't had a sniff of the cup. The only cup we've won is the cup. I mean, I'm not being funny. Palace are probably going to win the Conference League this year.
Yeah,
we have to
the
win
English
that.
teams haven't actually won. Only West Ham won the Conference League.
Let's be honest. We had an easy run in the Club World Cup and we spanked PSG. All right, fair enough. And that was Maresca. Maresca just done Enrique. Let's be honest. And we had an easy run before that. And then we had.
But that's part of the Champions League. We won under Tuchel. We had like the easiest run you've ever seen, and then we played City.
Which is why that drop off afterwards was expected.
Yeah, but we played the terrible teams before that. We played Porto in the quarters, didn't we? They're horrendous.
But that's why you shouldn't base cup competitions off how good managers are. You should look at the league positions, and the league positions of Chelsea are dreadful.
They're not dreadful. They're exactly the same as what they were under Roman Abramovich. For the last 5 years before that, they're literally exactly the same. We literally just came 12th. Like 4 years ago, 5 years ago under Abramovich.
Yeah.
We literally came 12th or 11th.
We came 10th.
Or
we
whatever,
didn't get 42 points, did we?
No, but
and then
I mean,
we won the league. Then he spent loads of money. We won the league the next season.
Sorry, is that what you? So under different ownership,
don't win the league.
So this is what the point I'm saying.
Yeah, no, it's 10 years ago.
It wasn't. It was 17th the year after we won it with Conte. Didn't we finish really low as well?
No, it was the year before.
Yeah, but the year after where did we finish the year after under Conte?
No, because the year before that was the rat. It was the 3 rat season of Fabregas, Hazard, and
anyway, So
Costa.
So
yeah.
That was.
It's
almost like people just completely amnesia. No, it's not fallen down at all. That's under previous ownership that people loved that never said a word. They still sing his name.
I said lots of words.
Crowd.
And then he won the league, and then I said, "Actually, you're a legend."
Yeah, and then what do you do for 6 years after that?
Well, what are these guys doing? I think that's the big question, because what we're seeing is a lot of other teams spending money and getting in people who are improving their teams slowly, and we did improve last year, but I think this season we've definitely gone backwards. I think that's clear as day.
In results
and the
terms, yes, we've gone backwards,
right?
But mostly because we've missed our best player for like 4 months. In terms of the actual squad moving forward,
now, it don't look any better, does it?
Just from a
but he's not playing well.
Rosy-enior is a good example. I think Maresca is a better coach than the Rosy-enior. I think that's pretty clear already. Yeah, but Maresca was absolutely toilet at like narrative, dealing with the media and dealing with the fans most of all. That's why the fans didn't warm to him. Or he was awful at it, and he dug his own grave because he didn't really have the fan support when it got to the sharp end when he was trying to get more power. So that didn't work for him. Rosy-enior already, they were singing his name at Charlton, and he's playing the game.
The most important thing is performance and results.
Let me finish. Let's relate that to the owners. All we hear from Bowley and Igbali is clips of them on business talks and podcasts talking about Chelsea in like the first.
But that's because they're talking about their larger portfolio.
Why don't they have a Q&A or like why don't they have some sort of
But that's the point I'm making with you. Where was Roman Abramovich's Q&A? Why is the expectancy now?
He was winning the league, bro.
But he wasn't winning. He wasn't winning it every year.
He's not under question. He's not.
Craig, he won 4 leagues.
And it doesn't matter, even if you do think that the cup successes we had or whatever was enough. The expectancy for owners to come out. What other clubs' owners are coming up doing Q&As?
What about the sporting directors or anyone?
But who's sporting directors and owners are coming out and doing Q&As? I mean, it's just ridiculous, like things to expect from
Craig, you have to.
Like, no
you have to
one's
acknowledge
doing
that.
it. If every other club, I get it. If every other club, if their sporting directors and owners were coming out doing Q&As and giving statements all the time and chatting to fans, then you could be like, well, why are these guys not doing it? But no, they're not. They're not. No other team's doing it. When do you see Sheikh Mansour come out and chat to the City fans? No one is coming out and chatting to the fans.
We're asking for
like,
it.
it's just. No, but no one. I don't need them to do that.
I do want them to come out and explain.
I would like slightly better communication, but I would like that. I wanted that under Abramovich as well.
It's never been done before.
Why do you think not signing a central defender is a good policy when your main one's out injured?
Exactly. So this is why you wouldn't get questions. This is one of the reasons why they'd never do a Q&A, because they can't answer that, and because the GM. This is why GMs come out in the NFL as well. They do a presser before the draft. They ask the most stupid questions that they can't answer because they're not allowed to give away information. Like, imagine them coming out and going like, before, it's like, yeah, well, we were desperate to sign a new centre back this summer, really, because we don't think much of Tosin and Achimpong, but
right.
you know, we couldn't really get one. We tried our best to get our targets, but we couldn't get them. You know, it's just stupid to think that they come out and honestly answer questions.
The front of shirts?
Like, it's just like naivety. So
where's the new stadium?
The business aspect
what's going
of
on
it.
with all this stuff?
The business aspect of it, fine. I think that's valid. I think the front of shirt sponsorship and the stadium, fine. But the question Chris just asked about the centre back, that's just classic. Like,
but like,
he's never going to answer that.
The whole thing just feels very like, and I said the comparisons with like United. Fine, that guy comes in for United. He's already announced the new stadium.
Yeah, like, so there's a lot. I don't know if you see the difference between like Manchester and London, but there's a lot of obstacles that are going on with Chelsea and that new stadium, and that's all being really well reported from all the Chelsea sources.
I don't think anyone knows what's going on. And I don't think we've sort of reached a point where we know what's happening.
The stadium stuff has been really well reported. Obviously, maybe you haven't heard it, but it has been well reported. Everything that's going on with the stadium,
just for the fans.
From the stadium?
Yeah, there isn't a date.
There's no news, Craig. What do you mean there's news?
There's no date.
Yeah, they were thinking about Earls Court. They've bought the building. They bought the building. No, it's not about thinking too long. They had to bid for that.
They bought Stoll a year ago.
Yeah.
So, Earls Court went 3 months ago.
So
they haven't had a front of shirt for 2 years. Basically,
the front of shirt sponsorship, I think, is valid, but obviously the strategy from that was that they came out and said that they were waiting. They valued it higher than any sponsorship bid that they got.
In the time that they could have got a sponsorship, they could have just
that has definitely failed, the front of shirt sponsor thing. There's no doubt about that. Yeah.
Because if we don't get Champions League next year,
but that is part of business, isn't it? Like you take gambles like that and they don't work out.
What are you on about?
The front of shirt. You don't
know about that. Part of business. No, none of us know about that. It's like
that is part of business. They've had bids for front of shirt sponsors that they've turned down because they've
decent communication.
They value it.
Down the toilet, innit?
They value the front of shirt sponsor higher than what the bids they've got. And they thought if they had a good season and they win the Club World Cup, people will come in and bid higher for it than what they could sign at the time, and that's not worked out for them. I mean, I don't get. There's no point like people don't understand it. That's fine. I get that people don't understand loads of stuff like that.
But you're saying that the front of shirt's been a failure. So
it has. But that's the results of it. Yeah, it's definitely been a failure, and they would absolutely openly admit that.
You shouldn't defend it. If anything is a failure, you shouldn't defend it. You should evaluate.
Why? Why? That's not true at all. They're really ambitious.
You don't defend failures. You evaluate and learn from them.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not learning.
How are they not? How are they not learning?
We still haven't got one.
You don't know, but you don't know anything about what they've learned.
It's embarrassing, really. We get used to it.
You do know that if there was a front of shirt sponsor, there would be.
If you were in the boardroom with them, you would know, but you're not.
They've missed out on 3 years of revenue, haven't they?
Yeah, they've missed out on the front of shirt sponsor.
So
they did get Damak. They got Damak in. They did get Damak.
Damak. I mean, that was a Ponzi scheme. Damak. I mean, the blue sand at the hotel and all that. That was rubbish. Give me a break. Damak.
It's not a Ponzi scheme.
Absolutely.
We need to be careful. Rubbish. We need to be careful with libel here. Just to be clear, allegedly a Ponzi scheme. It's not.
There are other Ponzi schemes available.
Brady needs to be careful. Clear Lake's lawyers here. They'll be coming in.
You have a hotel where it lights up blue every time Chelsea score. Drop me out. Just get me. All
those apartments have gone, mate.
Sponsor.
You were there on Saturday. It'd been blue as
Ridiculous.
Blue as the sky.
Allegedly a Ponzi scheme.
It's not a Ponzi scheme.
We don't know. Right, we're going to go around the grounds now. We're going to talk about some of the other games before we finish up. Are you ready?
Yep.
Yeah.
We're going to start off at Old Trafford. Manchester United 2, Man City 0.
Chris's lock of the week, City, to come to win the Premier League. What's happened?
Oh, right. Yeah. My lock of I saw their defence, so I called United to win. Thank you very much. Money in the bank.
You're getting a little insight into our WhatsApp chat here. Chris and Craig trying to get one over each other on any given occasion at any time. On anything.
There you go.
5-1 now, if you fancy it.
Manchester United 2, Man City 0. Thank you very much.
I mean, Carrick's the saviour until he isn't. I mean, that'll probably go pear-shaped at some point.
I think there's a lot to be excited about watching that United game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's Arsenal's to lose now. Looking at City, right? I mean, with no defence, and I'm not getting gay heat.
He's finally accepted it, Brady. The next step, acceptance.
I mean, they didn't win a Forest. I mean, they might just get in their own way, Arsenal. But
what's the step after
United
acceptance?
beat them next weekend.
Anger.
Who knows what will happen if United beat Arsenal next weekend?
I don't know how many stages I've gone through with the front of shirt, mate. I think I've gone 20 stages. I've gone 5. I've gone through 5.
He's back on the front of shirt.
Leeds 1, Fulham 0.
Leeds are up. They're staying up in the Premier League. Get ready.
Wow, what a call.
Yeah.
Can't possibly
I mean, it's always a tight game, but Leeds' home form was. I said it probably start of the season. Leeds' home form will be key, and they've been really, really good at home. And we gave them life. Chelsea F.C. They were struggling, and then Chelsea came to town, and they've been flying ever since.
Yeah, this was a great win for Leeds. Last minute goal, and yeah, bit of a gap coming between them and West Ham now. So onwards and upwards for them. Liverpool 1, Burnley 1.
Fantastic result for us. I mean, they absolutely battered Burnley. 3.2 XG to 0.4. 32 shots on goal. But yeah, 1-1. That's footy.
Yeah, Liverpool are just having one of those title hangover seasons where there's nothing going right for them. And they'll be in the 4th and 5th and 6th race of us, I think, in that little mix.
Yeah, I think they look like... you always thought Liverpool were going to get going. And I think they're looking like they might get going soon. So one to watch, definitely. They could secure that 4th spot. Sunderland 2, Crystal Palace 1.
Sunderland are up. You heard it here first.
You heard it here 2 months ago.
Palace are actually... obviously, they've lost Gay and the little outburst from Glasner after this game. You know, he's not happy, but they've given it. They're going to keep him until the end of the season, whatever he says in the presser, because they've got nothing else they can do. But it's not looking good for Palace, and it's a good time to play them for us on Sunday.
Are they in a Palace in a relegation fight?
What? They've got 28 points. They've got loads. No, they're fine.
Nah.
Yeah, you think they're going to win a lot more games still?
You think West Ham are making up 11 points on Palace for the rest of the season? Absolutely no chance.
I mean, Palace are absolutely I've never seen a club implode as much as this in
Why are you saying all these things for? You know how much I know you didn't like my Damak statement, but this is worse. Like, you guys are setting us up for a fall here. Palace are rubbish. We've got to do a review next week.
Sorry, Palace just lost to Sunderland 2-1. I mean, when was the last time did they win? Do
you really back us to go and get a result out there? I don't.
Oh my God, they haven't won actually since in the Prem since the 7th of December. But
yeah, and this reminds me of Leeds.
I just think, just be careful with Palace. Yeah, they look like a club that's going to win, and European football's coming back.
They need to get 3 more points than they're up. They're fine.
I think they need 12 to step. They need 40, don't you?
You don't need 40 this year. Have a laugh.
Let's see. Right, Tottenham 1, West Ham 2.
I called it last week on the pod. West Ham are down. Well, yeah, they are down. I mean, Tottenham are absolutely rubbish, which is so enjoyable to see. But yeah, West Ham, nice big 3 points for them.
I mean, obviously, just Frank's been off more than he could chew. I mean, he was never right for the Spurs job, and yeah, he won't last. He'll go in the summer, I guess. They might hang on to him, but he'll be gone.
They got to pay out a lot of money now to sack him, so I don't think they will do it unless it's. I mean, they can't get in the relegation battle, can they? I don't think so. I mean, they've got a point less than Palace.
They were in it last season, weren't they, with United? So
that's the only way he gets sacked is if West Ham start winning games and they get dragged down into that. I mean, then they won't.
Crystal Palace.
You say they won't, Brady. I mean,
the thing is, that in
hard
reality,
to see where the wins are coming from for Spurs.
The thing is that they're only 7 points behind us. It's still very tight in there. I don't think Spurs.
They've got a massive game coming up against Burnley away in the Prem on Saturday. I mean, that is.
If they don't win that, they are.
If they don't win that, they've got City and then United away, and then Newcastle, then Arsenal. So they've got.
They're coming like 11th, 10th.
They're not. They're definitely not coming 10th. They're in big trouble. Spurs. They've got, like I said, they've got a huge game against Burnley away on Saturday. It's massive for them.
Good luck to them.
Fair enough.
Hopefully not.
Spurs are going down. You heard it here first.
Worst of luck to them.
Well, I think Palace might go down. I don't think Spurs will.
Outrageous.
Forest 0, Arsenal 0.
Yeah, pretty terrible game, this one. Arsenal obviously turned up looking to be solid as usual. Forest obviously at home looking to be solid. We probably should have seen 0-0 coming.
Yeah, Arteta they're going to win it, but they're so boring. There's so many games where they just go for a draw or whatever. They're too happy with draws. And Eze, he's like Pep. He's just killed Eze. He's telling him that you've got to track back, and I'm not.
He's not even playing Eze. Eze hasn't played for
it's ridiculous.
months.
These managers, Pep and Arteta, they kill these players. Kill. I don't like it. So boring Arsenal. They're going to win the league, but they're so boring. Man.
Yeah, sliced and diced. A classic from Big Sean. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Newcastle 0.
Yeah, another incredibly dull game. I watched the extended highlights of this as well. It's just absolutely pitiful game. Really, really bad.
Yeah. I think Wolves are actually... Well, they were never as bad as they looked. The results suggested before, but
they weren't.
This is... Newcastle are horrendous away from home, aren't they? My God.
Yeah, they're awful, Newcastle. Really. They're good. They're good. When a team relies so much on the home form, I don't think they're that good a team, to be honest.
Aston Villa 0, Everton 1.
Finally catching up with Villa, obviously, is always going to happen. They're one of the biggest nonsense teams in the Prem I've ever seen. They're worse than that Forest team from last year. They're not good. I don't know how they're third.
The expected points gods are circling Villa Park, I think. I think they're come to get their pennants.
I think it's called Barry Park now. It was on his Instagram after he scored.
I do quite like the Onana, the 3 points pocketed celebration. He takes the 3 and then puts it in his pocket. And now anytime you beat Villa, 1, 2, 3 in your pocket to celebrate.
I actually thought Villa were decent there, so pretty unlucky not to score. Everton with
Everton aren't actually playing well at the moment at all. It was a little bit of a fortune.
This is a crazy good win for them. They weren't very good in this one. And then Brighton are playing Bournemouth tonight, so we'll see what happens. That game surely got to have goals in it, isn't it?
Dreadful so far, but yeah, I'm sure there will be.
Yeah.
Right, last knockings before we finish up. Paphos at home. Predictions, please. Any surprises in the team?
I don't know. It'll be a rotated team. Obviously, I've got no idea about Paphos, but it'll be.
It's going to be Chelsea team 4. Chelsea 4, Paphos 0.
I do think one of the nice things about Rosy-enior is that the handbrake's off a little bit in these games that I think Maresca will be a little bit more controlled in, so you've got a chance to get some goals.
Esteval starts.
Chelsea are 13th on 10 points in the Champions League table, a win. So PSG are currently 3rd on 13, so if they win, there's a chance, depending on other results, that we actually could climb, maybe into the top 8, who knows. But we'll see. But this is a big game to win and gives a chance to finish in the top 8.
We really need Dortmund and Tottenham to draw because they're in 10th, 11th above us. Yeah, and they've got 1 more point, so we need them to draw massively.
And
we need
big chance Tottenham lose, I think.
Atalanta are at home to Athletic Club, so that'll be a game we could do. We could do with.
They've been really poor, unfortunately, Bilbao.
I think 16 might do it. I have to wait and see.
Yeah, obviously Napoli away. Napoli are 23rd. They haven't had a. They're not.
So if we win, I think it's guaranteed, right? I think if we win, and we will be in the top 8. I think. I don't think the results can even be.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't think I don't think it is maybe. I think I saw someone put out that if we get 2 wins, we will be top 8. Or
if we get
maybe it's
wins.
very, very likely. Yeah, sorry. Brady's saying 16 points, right?
That's why goal difference is good. We got banging some goals on Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's all about goals. Goals win games. Football hasn't changed.
I tell you what, we could really do with the break as well. There's 2 midweek fixtures, and also just the 10% chance or whatever it is. Depends who we draw. I mean, we might draw a tougher team. Whatever 20-30% chance we get knocked out, just get rid of that as well. But
I think it's 2 teams, isn't it? From 9th to 24th, you group up and then you get someone. So, I mean, it looks like we could end up getting Napoli again, the way that it's going. So, let's see. Or else it might be Cadabad.
They actually need to win Napoli desperately to get into the actual Champions League knockouts, don't they?
Depends how they do tomorrow. I think if they win, I think they're comfortable. So that would probably be good if they win against Copenhagen tomorrow.
They've actually got a massive game before our game as well against Juventus, which is a huge game in Serie A. That's fortunate for us.
And Juventus are a good team this season. Very, very good team. You heard it here first.
4-0 Esteval goal. Is that then?
Oh, I like that. I'll join you. I'll say 4-0 Esteval goal.
It's a shame the Napoli game's not at Stamford Bridge. Conte would get a really incredible reception, I think, at Stamford Bridge.
Might get people handing him a contract to sign. Want to be our manager. Cool. Craig, prediction?
I'll go 3-0.
Wow. All clean sheets is Big Rob might not even be playing, so who knows. But yeah, look, thanks very much, guys.
All right.
No problem.
That's all we've got time for today. We will be back, regardless of the result, coming soon. Hopefully with a front of shirt sponsor for ESCR.
Brady will be so angry if we don't have one. Yeah.
Allegedly.
Here's the front of my training top sponsor, Trivago.
For more updates on all things ESCR and Ponzi schemes, you can follow us on X at 8sleep Chelsea.
There's no sponsor. Look, there's no sponsor. I can't see a sponsor. What's going on?
Instagram at 8sleep Chelsea. Repeat. As always, we hope you're carefree wherever you may be. And thanks.